This little video is going to be on genetically modified organisms and the difference between GMOs, genetically modified organisms, or transgenic animals, and gene therapy. Okay, here we have a diagram of two organisms. You have a human cell and you have a bacterial cell. So, um, this particular set of DNA um, is going to be modified. And bacteria and humans, those are two different species, two different species. So when you have genetic engineering of a genetically modified organism, you're going to have two different species. Okay. In this scenario, you have a section of human DNA being inserted into the entire genome of a bacterial cell. Now, a genome is that entire set of DNA, and we've been over that a few times, but it's the entire set of DNA that an organism or a virus has. In this situation, the bacterial cell is being modified. And so here, this bacterial cell represents the genetically modified organism. Again, that genetically modified organism is going to have genes from an organism of a different species. Okay. If we look down here, this at our questions, the process that is occurring in the diagram is genetic engineering, and the bacteria is going to be the organism that changes and becomes a transgenic organism or a genetically modified organism. In class, we discussed what this means, and we had a multiple choice here. And so if we look at the multiple choice, it says, which of the following statements could be true regarding the diagram? A states humans are able to produce a hormone that a certain type of bacteria produce as a result of crossbreeding. Well, that doesn't have anything to do with crossbreeding. We're not crossbreeding. This is genetic engineering and producing a GMO. So B states humans are able to produce a hormone that a certain type of bacteria produce as a result of genetic engineering. Well, are humans being modified in this diagram? The human is contributing, the bacteria is being modified. So the humans are not being modified by the bacteria. The bacteria is being modified by the human genetic material. Bacteria are able to produce a hormone that a human produces as a result of crossbreeding. Now, this statement is mostly true, but crossbreeding is what tells us that it's not true. We're not crossbreeding. Answer choice D says bacteria are able to produce a hormone that a human produces as a result of genetic engineering. Okay, answer choice D is correct. If we look at our last choice, humans are able to produce a hormone that a certain type of bacteria produce, and the bacteria produce a hormone that humans produce as a result of genetic engineering. Again, the human is not being modified, the bacteria is. That first statement makes this statement untrue. We've discussed in class, when you're reading a multiple choice, read the full statement and make sure that the entire statement is true. Answer choice D would be correct. Another way to look at this diagram is to write down what you see. Just the basics. Once you start annotating and jotting down what you see, it becomes clearer what is going on in the diagram. So, in conclusion, this diagram is showing us genetic engineering. Genetic engineering, in this sense, means that one organism is being injected with DNA of another species in order to make some sort of correction or in order to produce an organism that's more nutritional or produce an organism that is a plant or a crop that's going to be pest resistant and more cost effective for a farmer to grow.